Plaintiff Gretchen Haugen says she's lived next door to the defendant for 5 years, and it's been nothing but a headache. Gretchen claims she's had to call the police on the defendant 3 times in the past 7 months, and she's suing her today for harassment and home repairs. Defendant Cheryl Cooker says Gretchen has made numerous false complaints about her to the police, including that she abuses her children. Cheryl insists she never saw a bill for the repairs, and she's countersuing for harassment.
Start with you.
Your Honor, I've lived next door to the defendant for the last 5 years, and since day one, it's been nothing but a headache. We used to have a very quiet neighborhood, but I've had to call the police 3 times in the last 7 months. Last November, there was a huge fight at her house, and I thought I heard somebody get hit, so I called the sheriff. In April of this...
No. What happened when you called the sheriff?
A female deputy came over to my house, and I had a long discussion with her about the history and the dramatics.
Did they go and speak with the...
Yes.
All right. And
Excuse
what
me.
was the result
I have teenagers.
Hold on, ma'am. What was the result of the investigation?
She went over and told her that she needed to keep quiet, and she gave me her card with her number and told me that, I could call her if I had any further problems.
All right. What did you want to say?
I have 2 teenagers. My daughter was out of control. I had to kick her out like a year ago.
Okay.
But the time when we were having problems, there were loud fights with her and I. But she called the police and told I'm abusing my daughter.
Okay.
And it's just teenage stuff. It was rough. And I feel bad there was noise, but I wasn't abusing her. And the police came out and left every time. They listened to, and my daughter would tell them she was 17, 18 years old.
Okay.
I mean, she can speak. I didn't beat up my daughter.
Your Honor,
she
that's
just
not
caught
true.
everything that ever happens. If there's anything that she can find to complain about, she does it.
Why do you
That's
think
not
that
true.
is?
Day one, I moved in. The
Why?
day I moved in, she came up to me and said, the guy that lived in your condo before you died of a heart attack, having a fight with me, and smiled. And
That's not true either.
That is, did he
Why do you
die
think,
having a fight with you?
Ma'am, why do you think she has such a problem with you?
Well, I think because she works out of her home and she doesn't have anything better to do.
That's not true
You
either.
think because she has nothing better to do, she calls the police on you?
Oh, she's drew a line down the middle of our garage.
Ma'am, answer my question. You believe that since she has nothing better to do, that's the reason she calls the police on you?
I don't know why she does it.
Okay.
But I do know that
Ma'am, I'm going to go back
does it to everybody in the
I'm going to
neighborhood.
go back to her.
Okay.
But let me tell you, your response was unreasonable. So hopefully I can rely on some of your other testimony. Go ahead.
Just to briefly...
How many other times did you have to call the police?
After November, I called them 2 more times. I called them in April of this year after I repaired our garage door that we share financial responsibility for the upkeep of it. I came home one morning, and she was unhappy that I'd repaired the garage door and was suing her for her half of it. And she told me that she refused to pay for half of it because, she called me a name, but said that she wasn't going to pay for anything because I couldn't put a screw back in the door.
Why was she required to pay?
Because we live in a condominium association, and I have a copy of the rule book, and it states that homeowners are financially responsible for the garage doors and the garage door openers.
But wouldn't the co-owner have to be informed before?
She was, sir.
And she agreed to pay?
No, what happened was we've had problems with the garage door not working. It's worked off and on for it's probably been 14, 15 months now. And at first when it didn't work, she had one of her boyfriends put the screw back in the arm that attaches to the door. Well, she told me that she's done that 5 times. She's repaired it 5 times. So my assumption is if you've done it 5 times, it's not fixed. So she called me on April 12th and left a lengthy, harassing message on my home phone demanding that I get it fixed. She'd fixed it 5 times. It was my turn, although she'd already admitted to my mother that she was never out of pocket.
The other times when she fixed it, did you pay her?
No, she wasn't out of pocket, and she admitted at the time she's never been out of pocket.
What type of repairs did she make?
She didn't tell me, but she told me that she's had her ex-boyfriend put the screw back in the door in the arm.
Okay,
once
go ahead.
Or twice.
What else you want me to know?
Then in last month, about midnight, I was home and I was up in one of my back bedrooms. It's a 2-story condo. She has a 1-story next door. And I heard her son and some of his friends come home and go into their little back patio. And I heard his friends start yelling, get down from the fence, get down from there. And I go to the window and he's up on the fence facing into my yard, fumbling with his pants and his zipper. and all I could figure was he was probably getting ready to, I hate to say it, but urinate in my yard. So I called the police
She doesn't
again.
hate to say it. She's making this up.
And what happened? When
You weren't there.
Ma'am, please talk to me. And what happened when the police came
What's
this
that got
time?
to do with me?
They went over to the house and talked to him and told him to knock it off. The deputy came back to my house and said, please call us if you have any more trouble tonight.
Okay.
The next morning, I was out at the garage and she approached me and said, so I hear you've been calling everybody again. If you keep doing that, I'm going to get a restraining order against you.
That never happened.
And then
I
what
didn't
was your
even
response?
talk to her.
All right, I'll get to you.
There's so many
and what
lies
was your
here.
response?
What was my response?
Yes, ma'am.
I ignored her like I have for probably the last 8-10 months.
So
I
you
try to
said
have
nothing?
no. I got in my car and left.
All right, let me hear your side regarding these disruptions and
I have 6
arguments.
letters here from the kids who were there when we did
Whose
meet
kid?
outside the
What
garage.
kids?
My,
Their relations?
My son and his girlfriend and their friends.
Okay, they're all your
Yeah.
people.
Here's one of them.
Okay.
This
You
is
think
what-
those are independent witnesses?
Yes, it's my
They
son's
are?
girlfriend. I just had him write down. I asked him what
Let me
happened the
have
other
them.
day.
No, I'm saying, don't you think they would write something favorable towards you?
I didn't ask them to. I just
All
asked them right what happened.
So you think that your children and their friends might write something unfavorable
All right.
to you
It's
to take
possible,
to court?
but may I answer all her stuff? Then it's her word against mine. There's a lot of lies there.
Let me hear
and let
your
me
side.
start. I mean, this is the harassment. This small claims case is an harassment right here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the stained carpet thing was a year ago, and I have evidence to prove it didn't happen.
Did you mention the stained carpet?
We haven't got to that yet.
Yeah, but
Right,
let me. I can't even try to remember all the things she lied about.
Let me remind you. She said she had to call the police on you. The police came out and they warned you. She said she
They didn't warn
had
me.
the. What did they say to you?
They
again?
said sorry and left. They investigated. And they're like, you know, we have to come out when they call.
Okay.
And they left.
She said she repaired the garage and that you were responsible for half of the garage based on the bylaws.
Okay.
She said that your son, was it, came and attempted to urinate on her yard.
That's the first I've
All
ever
right.
heard that.
Do you
That's-
remember those things
My
now
son
that she said?
is not like that. And
Okay.
if she thinks that, and if a friend of his, I have no idea about that.
All right.
And I hope that didn't happen. But
Okay.
see what I'm talking about? She's just trying to come up with stuff.
All right.
The garage thing, like I was walking out to go to the pool with the kids, and she was there, and she had called and left a message and said, I'm putting a new garage opener in, and you need to pay half. That's all I heard. I've never seen a bill, an amount. Why? Nothing. And I called her
Okay.
back and said, that's not happening. I've had it fixed for 5 years. It goes off
And
track.
you're not required by the association to pay half of it?
Yeah. But I fixed it for 5 years. My boyfriends did not just put a screw in.
I understand.
You know, sometimes it's off track and they did some kind
Ma'am,
of, yeah, different
this
things.
particular time,
Yeah.
weren't you liable to pay your half?
It was off track, and I don't know what she had somebody come out and do. You could hear it going back
Okay,
and
did
forth.
you ask her what someone did?
She didn't ever tell me anything. She told
say,
me,
did you
you're going to
ask?
pay half, and hung up. And that was a message on my machine.
All right.
She never
so
even
let me
approached
see,
me.
and we'll show her what was repaired, and then she shouldn't have a problem.
Does it matter that I fixed it for 5 years?
No.
Never charged her?
No, doesn't matter today.
That's what I thought.
That's the
Right.
repair bill.
Okay.
You would have to countersue her for that. All right, $235. And this is for the repair of the garage.
Can I see it?
Sure. What else, ma'am?
Also, in late September of last year, I was vacuuming and I noticed that there was a wet spot along the baseboard of my dining room, and that door or that wall is, we share that wall. The other side of it is her dining room and like utility room where her washer is. I was done talking to Cheryl at that point because of all the yelling and name calling. So I called my mother and I said, will you please call Cheryl and let her know that my carpet is wet? So my stepdad called Miss Cooker and told her that my carpet was wet, and she got mad at him for not calling sooner and letting her know that my carpet was wet because her washing machine had gone on the
How
fritz
did you
a couple
determine
days
she
before.
caused it?
Well, she admitted that her washing machine had leaked a couple days
all right.
before.
Let me hear from you on the carpet.
My washing machine did back up, and I was at work, and she called a plumber, I guess, and here's the bill where she called the plumber. Water was dry upon arrival. no carpet stain. The plumber, her plumber, that she tried to charge me that bill. I had my own plumber. As soon as I heard, I called a friend of mine that's a plumber. There was no water damage. He wrote it also, 2 plumbers.
Your plumber has a company?
He works for a big company.
All right.
He's
and big companies,
friend.
I assure you, don't write their reports on school
he didn't
paper.
do it through his company,
All right,
sir.
ma'am. Now, what else?
Well, just to clarify, I called the Homeowners Association about the leak because they're responsible for certain kinds of leaks and the homeowners are responsible for others. They sent out a plumber 2 days later to inspect for where the leak was coming. That's why my carpet was dried up
Did
by
they
then.
conclude that the leak came from her?
She refused to let them into
The
her
homeowner
house. I have a letter.
The homeowner said what?
The homeowner, they charged me it, and then they took it off
They
my
charge
charge
you?
and charged it to her.
Why?
Because the bill is for coming out, and she didn't need anybody on her side.
Okay, you have any evidence that the homeowners?
Not any more than her. Yeah, the homeowner bill
Well,
right
she
here.
has clear evidence, ma'am, that the plumber came out to repair it.
The same
you
day.
Admit, excuse me, ma'am.
That's the day it
Excuse me,
happened,
ma'am.
not 2 days later.
Excuse me, ma'am. You talk one more time. When I'm asking you something, I'm going to order you to pay and dismiss your case, all right? She has provided me with a repair receipt. You have admitted that your washer was leaking that day. You provide me with an estimate for repairs.
No, sir,
And
that's not
what
it.
is it? What is this?
It's a letter from the one who fixed it that says there's no water
Right.
damage, and that bill right there.
So you
I
provide me,
provided it.
ma'am.
That
That's
one,
all
it's
right.
this-
Ma'am, I warned you. You continue to talk over me. Therefore, you're contemptuous. Your case is dismissed. Judgment for the plaintiff, who I believe would have won anyway on the merits of the case. Have a good day.